Hi there, my name is Ron Rogers, and I was asked by one of my loyal followers to talk about the Cessna 310 gear system a bit. And so I've got a little video here. I especially like this one because of the colors of the water there off the end of my home airport, 3 Charlie Kilo. I've had a Cessna 310 for, let's see, about 23 years now. I had a Q model for 15 years, and then I upgraded to the R model because of the whole known icing thing. And I've had this model, this Turbo 310R now for 8 years. I had to go and check it. I didn't realize I'd actually had it that long. But it has been a great airplane. But through the whole history of the 310, the gear is a weak point. It takes a lot of attention. Every annual you have to go in there, and my mechanics have to adjust everything. They have to check tensions and clearances, and it's quite a process. Now Tony Saxon, who now runs the Twin Cessna Flyer organization, has a lot of literature on it, a lot of videos and stuff like that, and has put just a lot of effort in there. You saw the gear retraction there. But let me tell you a little bit about this system, because it's really a Mickey Mouse system. Now you go to the maintenance manual, okay? It looks pretty forward. Well, it's not hydraulic, it's mechanical. It's got push rods and bell cranks and all sorts of stuff, you know. But no, when you first look at it, well, that looks fairly straightforward. How much of a problem can that be? Well, you start getting into the details, and there's more little joints and pins and structures and stuff, and there's all sorts of ways things can go bad. And recently there was a torque tube issue. And of course, like anything, trying to get parts, and they are super expensive, and yeah, just getting it. But the gear system, now look at that. That's the center section with that little motor there. And I'll tell you about an issue I had with that. But that little motor there, it died on me. And that little thing is a $5,000 motor. All right, let me talk a little bit about the gear retraction I went through in the hangar.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and put it down. Okay, go ahead and put it up. All right, let me move around to a different angle. Oh, that's cute. And go ahead and put it down. All right, that should be good. Thanks.
So let's take another look at a gear extension in flight. Here I am coming in on a practiced RNAV approach to Lake in the Hills, and you can see all the nice countryside out there. That used to be all the way up to the runway, so if you lost an engine, you had a nice place to put it down. Of course, there's a lot of housing, and you'll see it we get in closer. Now I've got the flaps at 15 degrees there as I'm slowing down on the RNAV approach, and as I get closer, you can see the gear come down. Now, one thing in doing this is a video for a while ago, and I didn't quite get the flipping right because the camera's upside down and I flipped the image, but there's another way to get it correct, because here comes the gear. See, the gear door is open, the gear comes out, steps on the wrong side. So this is a mirror image. Anybody who knows about 310 knows the steps on the right side, not on the left. So there the gear is down and coming in on the approach. So it's fairly nice. Now, that little gear motor, you heard that thing run, I mean, that just spins at a million RPM, it sounds like. And, $5,000 for that motor. It's kind of a Mickey Mouse little motor and expensive as can be. And, it's always hard to get parts. And, of course, it's always going to fail at the least opportune time. I was on a long cross country, been flying all day. I'm coming into Woodring Airport in Oklahoma. I was going to my Air Force base. I'd learned to fly in there advanced, and it was at night, so nothing's going on. So I actually had to fly right over the top of it, which is cool. But I'm going into Woodring, and I put the gear down, and nothing. Well, isn't that wonderful? There you see the flaps coming down to 30 now. So I put the gear down and nothing, no lights. I hear the motor start and then nothing. And so, oh, that's great. I'm tired. It's been a long day. It's night. The gear doesn't come down. All right. Well, I looked over and I saw the circuit breaker was popped. So I put the gear handle up, reset the circuit breaker, put it down. You can sort of do that once. You risk a fire otherwise. And the gear came down fine. That was the beginning of the problem of the gear. And see all the housing now there? I got the flight back to Lake in the Hills there. The gear worked fine. And I told them, what was going on and figured it was the gear motor. So they sent off for one. Continued to fly the airplane. It was working all right. And then I got in a situation where I put it down and it popped. I tried resetting it and it just didn't want to reset. So I'm using the gear crank down system. Well, one thing they don't tell you about that is when you lift up that handle to crank it down, you release the up locks, and of course there's a lot of weight, and you don't have to crank the gear down from a dead stop. It starts free falling. And I almost took my thumb off on that little thing. It just whirred away. And the only, they talk about it was like, it could take 65 cranks or something to get it down. There was this huge number of times you'd have to crank it. Well, it was nothing like that. I think I only went around maybe less than 10 times because the gear had fallen almost all the way down. And I took and I just cranked it into the lock position and got nice 3 green, and that ended the problem there. But like I said, this has been quite an issue, and Tony Saxton of TAS Aviation there in Ohio, he is really the guru on this whole thing, and he's the one that is the expert. He has taken over the magazine now, and they have classes and courses and stuff. I haven't taken them because my 310's on the simpler range. If I had a 421, which I one time thought about buying, glad I didn't, because that would have been a really money pit. But he has the courses on the more complicated aircraft, with pressurization and geared props and stuff like that. So here is my 310 coming in to land, and the gear is kind of Mickey Mouse, like I said. It's kind of like if I ever find the guy who designed the brakes on my late 70 Mustang. They were drum brakes, which are terrible brakes to begin with. I would probably strangle the guy. There's one engineer in most situations that kind of let people down, and maybe they could have been done a better design on this. I don't know, but it is probably one of the more painful things on the airplane. You have to check it every annual. You have to adjust it, and if you don't do that, you could likely get a collapsed gear when you turn off the runway, because that's the issue there, if they're not all properly adjusted. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. That's my 310 gear diatribe. Thank you.